In today's society, with the rise of technology and the pressure to obtain a perfect ego, the superiority complex has forced its way into our understanding of human beings and how they interact with one another and how they form relationships. The superiority complex can be defined as an attitude of superiority that conceals actual feelings of inferiority or failure. Now, the key word in that definition is the word attitude, because the superiority complex doesn't actually exist. There's no physical or biological attributes that one person attains that others do not, that makes them, more beneficial than others in their environment. The person affected by the superiority complex experiences an exaggerated feeling of self-importance. They also have disregard to the feelings and thoughts of others, and they don't take others' desires seriously. Some of the traits of narcissism or megalomania include haughtiness, lack of empathy, tendency to brag, a difficulty maintaining close relationships, intense reaction to insult, flattering those who give them admirable acknowledgement, as well as being an expert in more than one area, and focusing conversations around oneself with the excessive use of personal pronouns. One of the most probable causes for the superiority complex could be an underlying inferiority complex, which could translate to the sense of inadequacy, a sense of unimportance, or possibly compensation. Another probable cause of the superiority complex is the extreme praise that children could receive in their childhood that could carry over into their adulthood. This could manifest in the form of overindulgence in compliments or the extreme exaggeration of minute occurrences. Emotional abuse and excessive criticism could also contribute to the superiority complex. Lastly, one of the most recognized causes is the recent rise in technological dependency. Technological advances has made it easier to portray oneself how it suits. People can make their lives and their personalities appear however they please with just the click of a button. Also, the world of technology allows for praise from others to boost one's ego. A great quote about technology and narcissism is, "Facebook and Twitter do not forge the culture of narcissism, but they serve as a hall of mirrors in which it flourishes as never before, a vast virtual gallery whose self-portraits mainly testify to the timeless human desire for attention." This quote really exemplifies the progress of narcissism by saying there hasn't been any. We haven't progressed the characteristics of narcissism at all. We've only given them an outlet to express themselves fully. A study was done by Keith Campbell and Craig Foster exploring how narcissism is affecting romantic relationships. The first study showed that narcissism was found to be negatively related because the narcissist had a perception of alternatives to their current relationship. The second study showed that narcissists were found to be less committed to their relationship because they had a perception of alternatives and attention to other dating partners. As a species, we form relationships with those around us every single day, so those affected by narcissism are also affecting their relationships that they're forming with those others around them. Another relationship where a superiority complex could exist would be in the parental-child relationship. Now, someone might wonder why a person suffering from narcissism might choose to have a child if everything's supposed to be about them. A person experiencing the psychological disorder might choose to have a child because it's already a pre-programmed relationship. They don't really have to work towards building this relationship, so it becomes completely beneficial to them. Also, they get immersed into a relationship where they have complete and total power and control over somebody else, which they feed off of. So how does this superiority make its way into our everyday life outside of social media? Well, one example of this would actually be high school. There are a lot of upperclassmen who feel superior to lowerclassmen just because of their grade level. Humans in general also have a superiority complex in terms of other species. We feel superior to other species that live around us simply because we're humans and they're not. We kill animals for sport and destroy their habitats only because we feel that we're better than them and that we're more important than them. Although the superiority complex and narcissism aren't new terms in psychology, it seems to be more prevalent in today's society. And understanding what causes this inflation of self-importance can help us further interpret the ways that our society works.